안녕하세요. 저는 Kaggi입니다.
Hi guys! We're not going to even look at that.
Things fell.
This is part 2 of our do's and don'ts. We left off talking about group cosplays.
Yes.
If you're going to use somebody's name, remember that's not necessarily a group name.
Yeah. It's unfortunate, but it happens.
I'm just going to turn the camera a little bit.
And we are actually in a situation like that ourselves at the moment.
Yeah. So everybody who knows me knows that I generally go by Kitsune Schrei or just Schrei.
I'm Kaggi Yamayuki, which stands for Kaggi of the Dark Snow.
Mine is literally just Fox Scream. But
yeah, originally it was just me for my group, and my friend was interested in cosplay, and we're like, okay, you know what? We'll start a group. It was just me and her. So instead of just 2 different names, she went her calling card, which is mine is Kaggi. Hers is something else. And she added Yamayuki to the end of it.
I don't even think she asked you about that, did she?
Which, honestly, I had no issue with it. We're starting a group. It was just her and I. Whatever.
It's when more people are added and they assume that the name is a group name. When you're making a group name, everybody in the group has to decide on it. You don't just use a part of a name that belonged to one person as the name and use that as the excuse to push people away.
Because it's not like you're making the group as the excuse. You're using
The name.
someone's name.
As I'm pretty sure we mentioned already, most groups that are actually cosplay groups, every single person has their own individual identity. But as a whole...
This is just for example, okay? So there's Fighting Dreamers Pro.
Fighting Dreamers Pro. You've got
Twin Fools.
Nova.
And
The rest of them.
well, I forget her name, but she always does Itachi, and I love her. And
Well-
then there's Kakashi, which is great.
Twin Fool is actually my favorite cosplayer.
Yes, I love him.
Besides Dream.
There's completely different reasons for that. But yes, Twin Fools is...
Number 1.
He's amazing.
Yeah. He has fun, everything like that. But
He is actually, like, a good example of what a larger time cosplayer should be.
as you can see, they all have their own names.
Yes.
They're not all connected. Like, I'm not Schrei Yamayuki.
And I'm not Kaggi Schrei or Kitsune Kage.
No, those are not meant to be group names. A group name would literally be like...
Fighting Dreamers Pro. Jars of Cloud Cosplay. Uchimaki Pro.
Isn't that pretty much the same group?
Uchimaki Pro? No.
No, right. Right,
They're
sorry.
from Italy.
Sorry. But the fact is, you would have them as either a pro group or a cosplay group. You would not try and say that
Twin Fools is...
the name.
Yeah, so it'd be like Twin and Fools is the name of the group. Then you would have Nova Fools, or... It doesn't make sense.
It doesn't. The thing is, though, if you are using someone's name and you are making that exclusively a group, you're not even in the proper spirit for cosplay. Cosplay isn't about doing everything solo or pushing people out. It's about connecting.
Or trying to do something everybody else does. Yeah. We're going there. Sailor Scouts are overdone. I love them. I have 2 cosplays myself. But everything does not need to be a Sailor Scout. Like, I love Sailor Moon. Believe me, I do. I have 2 Sailor Moon tattoos. But everything does not need to be Sailor Moon or a Sailor Scout.
No, if you're going to come up with a concept, try and make it original. If you have to go online and find a concept online, you're not actually thinking outside the box. You're thinking inside the crayon package.
A good idea for a concept. I like this anime, but I like Bollywood. Hey, let's mash them together. Or, hey, I love Egyptian history, and I love this anime. Let's mash them together. It's a concept.
I may not like this, but I think it would be ironic if I took this and put it with this. Irony. It's funny. It works. If somebody decides they want to be a little bit prissy about it and say, oh, I'm not into that, do it anyways.
It's like, hey, this is stereotypical as all hell. Let's do it.
Have fun. Don't be a wet blanket.
When I mean stereotypical, I don't mean like everybody doing Sailor Scouts. I mean like, hey, this character reminds me of a stuck-up princess. And this person reminds me of a jock. Let's do a high school theme.
So we've covered our basic dues. Our don'ts when it involves children, our don'ts when it involves being famous, our don'ts when it involves photographers. If you're going to be doing a group cosplay, try and settle it towards the area or like the weather.
Yes.
If you're doing a whole group and one character is scantily clad, springtime would probably be best for it because then you've got people who are overdressed and people who are underdressed working together. But definitely think towards the time you're doing it.
Well, on that topic, if you're doing a group event and it's, not just like, hey, this is a cosplay group doing it, it's a community event. If you're doing an event that's for children, you should not be dressing as Deadpool. You should not be dressing as Deadpool without a cup.
You should not be dressing as any superhero.
You should not be wearing
anybody.
a bodysuit without a cup if you are a man. I'm sorry, you don't need 6-year-old little girls going, Mommy, what's that? Have fun with your cosplay, but be respectful to those around you.
On another note, I don't care how famous you are or how much you think about yourself as being the most important. If somebody else comes up with a concept, don't hijack it. Don't hijack a group. Don't hijack an event. Don't hijack a photo shoot. Do not hijack a character theme.
Don't try to take control of a community because it's a community. It's not a dictatorship.
Kaggi was in a group of 3 who started a cosplay group literally just to get everybody in the community together. It was hijacked.
Our first meeting was literally the year my son was born, so 2010, 8 years ago, and we met at a pub on the east side of our city, and there was literally maybe 5 people who showed up, including me and my young son.
I set up a group or a sort of meetup just to bowl. That's where I met Kaggi. It was hijacked. And to this day, the person who hijacked it claims it was all their idea. When I have the messaging proof that stated I only asked for somebody to set up the date because I was unable to.
We had a picnic event, and 2 people who cannot stand each other but pretend to like each other in public showed up and were acting like they were best friends and tried to take control of the discussion.
Backstabbing in the background.
Yes, and the girl who put the event together, she's like, I don't want to say loner, but she's
Shy.
Yeah, she has a hard time connecting with people, so she put this event together so she can get to meet people who are interested in the same things as her. And with you hijacking things, you're ruining the opportunity for someone to make social and real-life connections with people. That's wrong.
Should not do that.
You're interest in cosplay should not take over reality.
By the way, if you happen to be a commissioner and you hire people, don't treat them like crap. Because they do talk. Everybody does talk. You might not think it.
You might get blacklisted as a customer.
Everybody in the community, even if it's a little bit, everybody communicates.
Forums.
In person. You wouldn't believe the amount of people who
For
come
all
up to
you
us.
know, the person you're contacting now might be like the person you screwed over with a commission,
Or
or
somebody
was
you
being
hired.
a complete dick with them, and you're trying to get another commission, and the person you are talking to happens to be friends with the person that got screwed over. You're gonna get blacklisted. They're not gonna take you.
Or if you're the commissioner, or sorry,
The commissionee.
the commissionee. That's what I was talking about originally. If you are the person who does the commissions, don't be a see you next Tuesday to your workers. Again, they talk. This is not meant to sound evil in any way, shape, or form.
It's reality. It's life. You do one thing, and it's gonna get around.
Mm-hmm.
Think of it like high school.
I hate to sound bad, but it has gotten around about a certain hiree, or hirer. A certain boss who treated a person like crap. The person quit, and then they called them the next day to say, "Why aren't you at work?" Trust me, people don't quit because of the job. They quit because of their bosses.
Especially if it's a job that they are literally doing just because they like what the job is supposed to entail. For example, dressing up in costumes and making children happy.
I have no issue with dressing up in costumes and making children happy. But you should not be putting yourself on the list as one of the guests. You're a community get-together. You're not a guest. You are not getting fame by showing up. I'm sorry. The one
Believe
thing
me, I get it. You have connections. I get the connections thing. But you should not be using those connections to push just yourself forward. If you are claiming to be a leader in of a community, you should be pushing the community forward, not yourself.
I'm going to state it. I do not attend conventions for the famous cosplayers.
No. It's for
I don't care if your name's on the list. I'm not there to see you. I'm not here to take your picture. I'm not here for this. I'm here for the convention.
I'm here for the vendors.
I'm here for my friends.
The vendors.
Mainly the vendors.
Yeah.
If there is somebody that I want to meet, yeah, of course I'll try to meet them. But I'm not going out of my way.
If it's the only time you get to see friends that you have made at the convention.
I have a friend who keeps trying to get me to visit all the time, and it's like, you live in Toronto. I wish. She is nice. I get along with her very well.
Schrei's girlfriend lives in the States. We live in Canada. The only time they really get to see each other, instead of spending tons of money to fly over to see each other, is at the convention.
Which does cost a lot of money just to get her here, but still. Either way, the fact is, I don't like going to convention with my girlfriend and realizing, oh my god, these people at this convention are going to make her feel like crap, or we're going to have a fight because of the way that people are treating her and stuff.
Oh, that's another thing. If you are hosting a convention,
Don't grope.
well, no, not just that. If you're hosting a convention, okay, and it's being held at a hotel, talk to your staff, okay? We had a very, very bad experience when we went to the hotel bar at the convention. We had very bad experience with a few other things, actually, but the main part for the staff thing is if you have a bunch of people there coming from all over the country, across the border, you should tell them to get their asses in gear.
Mm-hmm.
You cannot have a waiter sticking a customer's credit card in their back pocket.
You cannot have a manager of said bar treating the patrons like crap.
You cannot keep a tab open after the bill is paid.
You cannot center out the one person you think is the shyest. Because, trust me, we almost had problems.
Oh,
because
to go into detail, four of us, me, Schrei, Dream, and a friend. I'm not going to state his name just in case, he doesn't want to be stated. But we went to a bar. We had a couple drinks. We had,
well, we got food mainly, and
we got
pop.
a bunch of fries.
Fries and pop.
Yeah, me and the guy are the only ones who actually drank. But, got fries. And then
everybody
we had to ask twice to get our friend's credit card back. We all split on the bill.
He argued that he gave us the credit card back.
And then when we went back to the hotel, we found out they charged the credit card after we had paid. The next morning, we found out after they had put the money back in the credit card, they had charged it again.
They charged twice.
Then we went to the bar to complain. They offered to buy dinner for 2 of us, not 4 of us. When the 4 of us were there together, the 4 of us got food, and the 4 of us paid.
Actually, 3 of us paid. The person who had given the credit card was only giving it to hold the tab. Kaggi, myself, and
Our friend.
we all paid. Kaggi and I were excluded in this attempt to
appease us, to keep us quiet. We still went to the manager of the hotel.
Yeah.
And that food they bought went straight into the garbage can.
Yeah. Kaggi and I had to keep our mouths shut.
Oh, it would have ended violently.
If it weren't for the fact that our friend
stepped in
and went over and
he's pretty batshit crazy himself. So the fact
you've got 3 of us who are insane when it comes to protecting the one. I will always protect Dream.
I had
always.
to sit there and keep my mouth shut, and she had her hands in fists. Okay, her nails are biting into her hands.
This manager talked to me like I was an idiot. Oh, she's lucky I wasn't there. Like I didn't walk over there. But we did get our 2 cents in. I don't care how well you think you're doing your job. You're not. But Kaggi was actually writing an article on that, and we haven't actually finished it.
No, because I'm still waiting for some information that if I'm going to be writing an article, I want it to be
honest as possible.
Yeah, and to the point and with as much detail and evidence as I can have.
I hate to say it, but we are not lying about this. We have no reason to lie about this.
See, the problem is I can't put out an article if I don't have the evidence because it could backlash at me. I have half of the evidence, but I don't have a copy of the receipt or anything. I have the information about the credit card being charged, but I don't have the other half.
Which we need from him.
Yes.
Anyways, back on topic. Again, if you are running a convention, make sure that your convention goers know to leave the hotel rooms clean.
Damage-free.
Because, honestly, there have been conventions that have been canceled because of that.
And hotels who refuse to allow cosplayers to stay because of that.
Again, back to the cosplayer point of view. Do not ruin your hotel room. I don't care how much problems you have or how drunk you get. Make sure it's at least damage-free.
See, my rule of thumb is leave everything the way it was when you got there. If you leave the hairdryer off the thing at the wall, who cares? That's not that big of a deal. It takes 2 seconds for a housekeeper to put it back up. But you cannot leave garbage across the floor. It's disrespectful.
Did you set a timer?
And it looks bad on yourself. No, I didn't.
Great.
Because you said 20 minutes and I had it set for 15 and then I didn't get to reset it before you started. Anyway.
Yeah, we have a lot of don'ts, but we do have quite a few do's. Do have fun. Do enjoy
Express yourself.
Express yourself. Some people, we get it. You cannot actually be yourself if you're not in cosplay.
Yes,